People at Work, Part 3, Storms, Nons, and the War Game Debrief. A week later, the office buzzed again, but this time with paint-splattered jeans, crumpled team flags, and a few bruised egos. Kiran sat on the edge of a table in the meeting room, still wiping paint from her sleeve. Marlon walked in holding 2 cups of coffee, dropping one next to her.
"You survived war games?"
he said, grinning.
"You look like you took a paintball to the soul."
Kiran groaned.
I didn't know team building could be so literal. Someone actually dived to protect the flag. I've never seen Sharon move that fast.
Classic.
Marlon chuckled.
"So, what did you learn?"
Kiran sipped her coffee.
That Nathan is terrifying with a paint gun, and maybe that we're not as united as I thought. There were arguments, turf wars, people frozen mid-mission.
"Ah,"
Marlon said, leaning against the whiteboard.
"Welcome to Storming."
She raised an eyebrow.
Tuckman's team development model, he explained. Forming, storming, norming, performing, then sometimes dorming and mourning. Sounds like a bad sitcom lineup, I know.
She tilted her head.
Go on.
Forming is where everyone plays nice,
Marlon said, drawing a little diagram.
People try to impress, figure out the group's vibe, goals are fuzzy, leadership unclear.
Yeah,
Kiran said slowly.
that was us a few weeks ago. Everyone was polite but stiff.
Then comes storming, what you just saw. Conflict, power struggles. People push back on tasks, roles, even each other. But it's not bad. It's real. If handled well, it leads to
Norming.
Kiran finished, catching on.
Exactly. People settle down, understand expectations, and establish rhythms. And then
Performing.
They both said in unison. Kiran leaned back.
And dorming?
That's the danger zone.
Marlon said.
The team becomes too comfortable, complacent. It maintains itself but stops growing or producing.
And mourning?
He nodded.
That's when the group disbands. End of a project, someone leaves, or a natural wrap-up. There's reflection, sometimes confusion or sadness. But it's also a chance to reset, start a new cycle.
Kiran was quiet for a second.
So, team building exercises like today are meant to push us through these stages?
Exactly,
Marlon said.
especially when they tap into identity and solidarity.
Kiran grinned.
You mean like naming ourselves the Pixel Raiders before heading into fake battle?
Yep.
He said.
Identity matters, uniforms, names, rituals, even office stories. It makes the team feel like a tribe. It's why McDonald's calls their staff the crew. It draws a boundary. You're in, you belong.
But that can go wrong too, right?
Kiran asked.
Exactly.
He nodded.
That's the dark side of cohesion. You spend energy defending the group instead of doing the task. Outsiders are seen as threats and decisions become echo chambers. Groupthink sets in.
So how do you stop that?
Marlon smiled.
You challenge it, keep bringing in new perspectives. Encourage disagreement in a healthy way. Rotate roles if you can, and for leaders, be fair, no favorites. Control internal competition while encouraging external ones, like with the war games.
Kiran tapped her fingers on the table.
And what about those quiet members? Like Sarah, she barely said anything during planning.
That's a forming trait.
Marlon said.
Some people take time to find their voice. The key is helping them feel safe. Assign roles that draw them in slowly, build confidence.
Kiran sighed.
So basically, managing a team is like raising a plant.
More like tending a jungle.
Marlon said with a smirk.
Wild, beautiful, full of unexpected growth, and occasionally someone gets stung.
They both laughed as the sun began to set, casting gold across the paint-smeared wall map still pinned on the corkboard. Kiran stood up.
I think I need to take the team away again.
She said.
Another battle.
Marlon asked. She smiled.
A retreat. Conference style. Reflect. Plan the year ahead. Maybe find our rhythm.
He clinked his coffee cup against hers.
That's the norming spirit.
And with that, the Pixel Raiders officially began their next evolution.